Hey guys, so I wanted to do a tutorial for my watermelon cup. For this one, I used Cash Money for the bottom, all Glitter Guy glitters. I used Ectoplasm, Rainbow Ice, and Blushy Slushy. However, I am going to try it this time with 4 different colors. We're going to do Pot of Luck, Neverland, Dragon Ice, and Snozzberry. These are all similar to these colors. They're just a little different, as you can see. What's fun about Neverland is actually a rainbow green, so I think it's going to add a lot of cool sparkle to our cup. Dragon Ice, unlike Rainbow Ice, only has a green sparkle to it, so I think that's going to be really cool too. And then Snozzberry and Blushy Slushy are not that different. So let's get started. So I'm just using a regular paintbrush that it's been sitting in water. I'm using matte Mod Podge, and you can use whatever Mod Podge you have around or you have a preference. I have sanded my cup, washed it with soap and water, dried it, painted it white. Nothing too fancy. So you can use whatever brush you feel comfortable with putting on your Mod Podge, or if you're just not a fan of Mod Podge, you can also use spray adhesive for the whole thing. I just don't. Personally, I feel like I get a better first layer with Mod Podge, and also I just like Mod Podge. Personal favorite. Making sure I'm getting all of it. Now, if you've done a beach cup, or you've done, one of these kind of cups where you got the different colors, you know that you got to be quick. So I kind of keep going on with Mod Podge until I'm mentally prepared to dive right in, if that makes sense to anyone. If I was thinking about something different, I might wait a little bit. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to start with Pot of Luck. And I'm just kind of like, you see the line of the rim? I'm just kind of following that. And it's okay if your lines are a little messy right now, because you can always clean them up in the next layer. So don't even, right now, just worry about getting the glitter mostly where you want it. Don't worry too much about where the messy lines are going. Now for this, I like to use my fingers, so I feel like I have more control over it. And I don't even think I'm using the right color. I am not, guys. That's the kind of day I'm having. I could have started this over, but at least you see other people making mistakes, and you're not alone if you've ever done it. So I personally like the little bit of the green. So I knew some didn't look right. And you could do this as small or as big as you want. And I'm just kind of taking my fingers and going like this to make that little line that I want. Now I'm not going to pat it like I normally do. I'm actually going to blow air that way. I'd rather the extra glitter go onto the dark green, because if I don't like it there, I can dry brush it out. Whereas if it goes onto the wet Mod Podge, you cannot dry brush that out. Now this one I want a little bit more thick. And if you have different shakers, you don't have to always use your fingers for this part. At the Glitter Guy, we are selling different shakers now, which have smaller holes. And if my glitter was already put in this, which I was unprepared for, I would probably still use my shaker instead of my fingers, but the shakers that I have now, the holes are so big, I'll never make these tiny lines with them. So you don't always have to use your fingers. That's the reason I'm using mine. Okay. Again, I'm just blowing this way. Blowing the glitter off. In this part, I do use my shaker. Although when I get towards the bottom, I really don't like using my shaker, all for the same reason. I just like to have more control over where the glitter's going. So I'm going to clean it up down there. And don't worry about the lines. We are definitely going to clean those up. So this time, instead of blowing this way, I just, tried to aim my blowing of the air this way, and I just blew down to get all that excess off. Now I'm going to let this dry for a few minutes, so we will be right back. Okay, so I was just putting my glitter, back away. Which cap goes to which? That is the issue right now. Got the fan on my watermelon tumbler. So again, the colors that I'm using for this one are these. And so far, I'm really liking the way it's looking. Let me figure out which one of these is full. My spray glues, which if you've watched my tutorials, you know I really like the Elmer's one. All my knobs are like this. It's awful. So I just take my Scotty peeler, which is basically just a flat, all-sided razor. It's a label peeler, I should say. That's really what it is. And I just scrape it off. Scrape it clean. This helps, also not to get those bubbles. If you've ever used spray adhesive, you know what I mean. Which if it still happens, that's fine. So I'm just going to clean this up and spray my cup. So I'm just going to spray over my trash can so that I don't get this spray glue all over everything, but I'm just going to spray even layers all over this cup. And I still even get tiny little dots, and I just dab them. Dab. They pop themselves. Alright. So here we go, pot of luck. And it's going to be basically the same thing. We're going to go follow our lines from before. kind of holding my cup tilted so that none of the glitter is tempted to fall the other way, because the other colors are pretty light and I don't want, sorry guys, it's spring, kids are passing by my house. I don't want the glitter to be tempted to fall into the other lines. I'm gonna use the right color this time. And also, if you really like clean lines, which I love clean lines, you could tape this off. I would tape the bottom, and then I have a tool I can show you, which could make the tape smaller in the other areas. I just, when I looked at pictures of watermelons, I didn't think that they were all really clean lines, although this, I don't really like how this is. So I would probably go back over that and make it more uniformed like this one. And last but not least, so I'm going to go over this bottom half again and see if I can get these lines just a little bit cleaner. The thing about doing it without taping it is you always have to be pretty confident in your eyeing up spacing, which sometimes I'm extremely good at it, and then sometimes I'm just having an off day. And I think today's an off day. But also I kind of like I said before, I like the messy look of it being semi-uneven with the watermelon cup. But that's a personal preference. There's no right or wrong way in my book. It's all about what you prefer, or what your customer prefers, I guess. And there you have it. And I will do another video of how I would tape this off. I will show you what I would do, but I'll do an actual video of that for you guys too. If I know where I just put that tool down at. So this is a tool that I have been using to edge all my cups in all different ways. It is an adjustable cup edging tool, and if I were to tape this off, I would put tape here, line it up with that, and then line one up with that. And what this would be able to do is you can adjust this up and down, and I would be able to adjust it the height that I want to cut that second tape as much as I want. So like I said, I'll do a video for you guys, but I would tape this part, and then set my trimmer here to cut here, so that I have this little skinny tape, and then I have this one here. And I think electrical tape would be perfectly sized for this. I'm just thinking on the fly here. This all just came to me in this 1 second of how I would tape this off. But yeah, I think this is perfectly sized. Yep. And it is. See if I can adjust it right now and show you what I'm talking about. Of course, this isn't really lined up very well. So I'm just raising my little edging tool here. Gotta raise it just a little more. Sorry guys. If I'd have thought ahead of this, I would have prepared better. But I didn't think about taping it off until I started having trouble with my eyeing up, which, like I said, I'm not usually off. Just a little more. This thing's pretty easy to adjust. You just spin these and then you spin these. I love this thing, and I'll put a link on where to get these on the bottom of my video, like I always do. I don't make these, someone else makes them. Sorry guys, one more time. And there we are. So it's at the height that I need it at, and I'm just going to take it and I'm pressing the cup against the razor that's on there, and I'm just spinning it. So if I had been really doing this cup, this would be taped. I would take the tape off, Mod Podge this, and then I would be able to, just like a stripe cup, I would be able to remove this and Mod Podge this and glitter it, then I would be able to move this tape and it would leave me, you know, since I'm thinking about it, I guess I would probably leave this tape on. The white one. Let's leave the tape on, right? I'd have 2 good lines here and then do your pink. Then remove your tape. Yep. See, I'm thinking out loud, sorry guys. But I'll do a video on that, of how I would really do it, but just to give you guys an idea, if you guys are tapers, that's how I would do it. So thanks for watching, and as always, subscribe to my channel for updates and new videos. Thank you.